Welcome to Jazzabrations and Beyond. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and I'm here with my co-host, Tori Brandon Reese. And we are here for, hey, Jazzabrations and Beyond, and Beyond.
And Beyond.
That was our last thing that we did the last time that we were here. And so, therefore, we have a little guest with us, as you can see, our trainee.
That's right.
Who is going to be a part of our show going forward, huh?
How you doing there, young brother?
Yes, tell us your name. Tell the audience your name, young man.
Bresden Torrance.
Bresden Torrance.
Named after me.
Named after Torrance, his daddy.
My
his grandfather. Thank you for joining us today, because we need your inspiration and your encouragement.
Okay.
He might even sing a little bit for us today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right, because Tori, if for y'all, you know what? At the break, I'm going to bring up some of them videos and stuff that I recorded last night, see if we can play some of that stuff. Tori had his show last night at Barbara Morrison's Performing Arts Center. What a great show you had, young man.
Thank you.
Listen to me, young man. I know y'all see the hair is great, but don't get it twisted.
Mine haven't come yet, but they're on the way, I guess.
So it is Sunday, the first Sunday of June.
Wow. So that means we're like 6 months, we're like halfway through the year?
Yes.
My birthday is in 65 days.
65 days.
Oh, no.
Come
I
back
meant to
now.
say 25.
25 days.
25 days.
Yeah.
You'll be how old?
10.
10. He will be 10 years young, y'all.
It's time for you to get a job, man. 10
What
years
I
old.
would do to be 10 years young right now. No responsibilities, no expectations. Don't have to pay no bills.
So.
Well, I do have a job a little bit.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, where I pass out flyers and I get $20.
Okay, so he
it's
is
called
working.
Napoli Naturals.
Oh, yes. That's a great organization that's for natural hair. See, they take care of us women with natural nappy hair.
Like beautiful
and yours,
nappy hair.
Too.
Beautiful nappy hair.
And I know we got lots of things to get to today.
Yeah.
See a Man, Be a Man has commenced.
Yeah, we have to talk about that. But I wanted to acknowledge some of our great legends who just passed away.
Yes.
And it seems to happen in bunches.
Yes.
So I thought it would be appropriate for us to at least mention their names. Mm-hmm. And I don't have all of the ages of all of the guys. I think John Singleton, who everybody knows, was about 52 years old, I think he was.
Okay.
Something like that. And then I think the great sprinter who is famous not only for sprinting but for putting his fist in the air in 1968 at the Mexico Olympics.
Yes.
Tommy Smith. Passed away last week. And that was kind of shocking to me because I've always seen him as invincible. And when somebody that you think is invincible passes away, it kind of strikes you like, okay, this is real, you know. Mm-hmm. And so John Singleton, of course, everybody knows about that. Tommy Smith. And then the great bass singer for the Dells, you know, Stay in My Corner and Always Together and all those great tunes. Yep. His name was Chuck Barksdale. And he is just a virtual legend in music. Now that brings the number down to, I think, maybe one of the original Dells, one or two, are left with us because we lost the lead singers a few years back.
Right.
Marvin Jr. and John.
And did you mention from the Dramatics?
And Johnny Carter. Dramatics, Willie Ford was 68 years old.
Yes.
Which is relatively young. And all those great dramatic songs, you know, Me and Mrs. Jones. And
let me tell you my encounter with Mr. Willie Ford.
Oh, okay. You had an encounter with Willie Ford?
Because my oldest sister...
Do you remember Willie Ford from the Dramatics?
Yeah, my oldest sister, Ernestine, may she rest in heaven. Now you can reunite with your long-lost friend, Mr. Willie Ford.
Okay.
Her best friend and Willie were a couple.
Okay.
And I've tried to reach out to her to see how she's doing. But when I was younger, they thought that L.J. Reynolds should be somebody that I should talk to.
Okay. Like romantic?
I was like 18.
Oh, okay.
And they put me on the phone with them. And
That's a sweet memory.
I know. I just said, hi, Mr. Reynolds. How you doing? I'm Linda. I'm Ernestine's sister. And, Willie just passed you the phone. Like, we're going to have this long conversation. I said, but it was great to talk to you, sir. And hand the phone back to my sister like, what you do that for? But that's how I know Willie Ford, because of my sister, my older sister's best friend.
Unfortunately, they split into two different groups. They did that a couple of times. This last time, Willie was the leader of another faction of the Dramatics, and they call him Willie Ford's Dramatics. And then LJ has a faction. I, as a singer who sings with a group, I understand all of that. It's very unfortunate, but it's hard to stay together.
Right. It's
almost like a marriage. After about 10, 15 years, you might get tired of the other person. Or maybe they got tired of you. So at 10 years old, you better get ready, son.
Right, because you never know in these groups.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that we just talked about. And we, of course, had that show about Nipsey,
Right.
And this is not, how long ago was that? That wasn't even 2 months ago, right?
Right, this was in April.
In April,
so,
May,
yeah.
June. Yeah. So we got 6 more months to go, my sister?
Yes.
Does it seem like the year is going really fast to you?
It really is going by, because at the end of this month, I will be in Houston for the Power Networking Conference, which takes place in Houston this year, the 18th annual. So our third Sunday, of course, will be Father's Day. So we have to decide today whether we're going to do a show on the next week or there's the 5th Sunday in this month. Okay. We can do our show then.
Okay.
Or the 4th.
That sounds good. I'll be in New Orleans from the 6th through the 11th of this month. So I'll be leaving next week.
Okay. So we'll decide.
Bring you back some gumbo?
You guys, and we'll do a posting out there for you in radio, internet land as to when our next show. It's generally here the 1st and 3rd Sundays of the month. Okay. And being that this is June, the 3rd Sunday is Father's Day. So, of course, I'm not going to take away from my father, letting him be a father on Father's Day. Break up his Sunday and say, come on into the studio. So we may just postpone it.
So one thing that I'll be doing on Father's Day is singing with my vocal group, Street Corner Renaissance. We're doing a special program at this church in Inglewood. We're doing like a Black History program. Not Black History, something. I don't know what it is, but
on Father's Day.
On Father's Day, so I'll be over there with Street Corner Renaissance.
Oh, great! Well, then that's probably where we'll be too.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys know about it, and we're doing some soul stirrers and stuff like Sam cooking the soul stirrers in the afternoon from I think 1 to 3.
So we'll just put it. We'll just do the 4th Sunday. Let's just say that we'll do our show, on the 4th Sunday. That's what we'll do. Okay. The 4th Sunday is on the 23rd, because the 5th Sunday is the 30th. I won't be leaving until the 26th. So good.
Well, look, I want to thank you for all your wonderful support of me and my work and the things that I've been blessed to do, particularly the See a Man, Be a Man program. You've been really helping to blow that up, and I appreciate that. And I wanted to let you know that we're growing and getting stronger, and this is just a photo that kind of emphasizes or promotes what we did last week. These photos kind of epitomize the concepts that we espouse. The young men sitting at the table is something we do. We call it a leadership discussion, such and such and such and such, and that's where we bring the young men together in the See a Man, Be a Man program to talk about them becoming leaders and taking the mantle and continuing the struggle and the fight. And that is the same day that we take them to dinner. This year we went to Fleming's Steakhouse out in Manhattan Beach. And that day we went to Drew University, and we spent about 2 hours with the doctors and administrators and some of the nurses and people who work there. and we have a good partnership now. We have a partnership that's going to be strong and strong.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people don't know that Drew is a traditional black, how do you say that, HBCU? They really are, but people don't look at them that way. And they were very happy that we brought 40 young African-American males, all dressed up, looking good and sharp, to their facility. And I wanted him to see this right now because in a few years he'll be eligible for the program. When he gets to be about 13, he'll be eligible for the program. So, see a man, be a man, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to New Orleans.
I'm going to New Orleans to do. I'm going to do. My family reunion is at that time, so I'm going, number one, for that and to see my mom. Number two, I have some meetings that I've set up to prepare for my tour that I'm doing in August to New Orleans, and so I'll be meeting with a couple people one person you might know, Cheryl Grace. You ever heard of Cheryl Grace? Well, she used to work with James Burks here at the African Marketplace, and she's now in New Orleans, and she's hooking me up with some resources, musical and artistic resources, and yeah. So we're going to do the historical tour to the different sites and all of that. So I'll do a little bit of that in preparation for the August trip, and I'm going to try to get to the Whitney Plantation while I'm down there. That way I'll have had some experience before August and everything. And so, yeah, so we'll see how
that's what I was talking about, the August trip. It's August the...
Oh, that's okay. We can put it back.
That's good. Yeah.
I think they can see it.
Yeah. August the 8th through the...
13th. Yeah.
He has a tour that he's putting together for New Orleans. So if you've never been to New Orleans and you want to go and have a good time... Look up Tori.
That would be the time to go. That would be the time to go.
family.org. Family.org.
That would be the time to go. If you haven't been, you want to go with me.
I'm looking
so
out orangey and peachy.
Okay, well, we'll...
Okay, our studio audience.
We'll see your studio audience. Talking to the studio audience. You're supposed to be invisible.
I know. Well, you know what?
She needs to just come on up here and sit up here.
That's right. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you here on Jazzabrations and Beyond.
Working so hard, give me water. I'm thirsty now. Working so hard. Working on the chain. Working on the chain. Can't you hear them say again? I'm going home one of these days. See my woman on my nose. I gotta stay right here. That's the sound of the man working on the chain. Come on, y'all. That's the sound of the man working on the chain. Sing it one more time. That's the sound of the man working on the chain. Yeah. That's the sound of a man working on the chain. That's the sound of a man working on the chain. That's the sound of the man working on the chain.
So we're welcome back. Welcome back. I'm your host, Linda Morgan. I'm here with my co-host, Tori Brandon Reese, Jazzabrations and Beyond. And what y'all
Thank
just
you
saw,
for putting me on, sister.
that's
Thank you for
right.
putting
What
me
you
on.
just saw was a clip from his show last night that he did at Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center, where he tore it up.
Did you get any of my New Orleans stuff on tape? No?
I got everything on tape.
Okay, all right. 'Cause-
If Facebook and Live, I recorded it. So that way
Okay.
I was going back and forth.
okay,
So I got all your stuff. I'm going to be able to
You're gonna be able to
send it all
send
to
it to
you.
me? All right, good. That's all I wanted to know.
But the great interview, I got the great interview with you and Mr. Billy Foster.
Oh, did you get that?
I sure did.
Because I forgot to hire somebody. No, I had somebody there, but they came a little late.
He signed a picture. He said, "Do you want a picture?" Once he realized who I was, he Googled me.
Okay, so you check that. We got to set him up to come here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And that's what I told him. I said, we'd love to have you here in the studio and come in and be interviewed.
So to let you know what's happening with that, and I'm glad we're talking about music today, right?
Yes.
Mr. Foster has adopted me. When I say that, he's allowed me to sing in his group.
Right.
I don't know if I'm replacing people or what, and I don't know if it's permanent or what, and I don't care. I just like
Singing with them legends.
Singing with,
yeah.
yeah, because when we went to Vegas with him, it was incredible. It was probably like 70,000 people. Yeah, 70, in this huge ballroom. They were in and out. They were all over the hotel. So it was more than that. But it's the hugest.
Is this one of them Frank LeBeau shows?
No, it's not him.
Oh.
It was an international rockabilly, rock and roll doo-wop festival.
Wow.
That's what it was. And it happens once a year, I think. I think it happens once a year. And he was like a featured attraction. The Medallions, the group that he
That's it,
started.
Joycelyn, Medallions.
Yeah, the Medallions.
I
So-
said the Penguins.
Medallions.
So that's why I was playing with him. I was like, well, you let him go riding in my Buick 59. Well, I mean, if
Billy?
you,
Yeah.
when you're 81, you tend to slow down a little bit.
I saw
He's not sick or anything,
I
though.
saw you put it on Facebook. It was on Facebook.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but he's 81 years old, so.
He seemed like he.
Well, there's a difference between 21 and 81.
Right.
But he's not
So
sick.
I think
he's
that probably
just-
went Facebook Live on their interview.
Yeah. Oh, did it?
Yeah.
So I can go see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, that was where I do what I call legendary nights. And then after the legendary night interview, then we go into the music. So I wanted to interview him because he's had a long, illustrious career. Hey, you can't sing while I'm talking, man. You're on live radio.
Okay.
You got
Well,
something you want to tell the people about last night? How did you feel getting up on stage? You told me something in the car. You said it took a lot of what?
Courage and confidence.
In confidence, but you did it. You'll be fine, boy.
So what you sing? I had to go and retire because I couldn't only do the first half of the show. So I missed you on the second half. What did you do? You want to sing for me? Because I got to miss you.
You want to give him a little bit of what we did last night? Just a little taste. All right, can you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. It's too late to turn back now.
I believe I'm falling in love.
Doom, 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 doom.
It's too late.
Doom, doom, doom,
Turn
doom.
back now.
Doom, 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 doom.
I believe I'm falling in love.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so you gonna be you already a hit already as a singer.
Wait till all these people see you on there.
That's right. We're gonna share this
They're
all
gonna
over
be like,
the
"Oh,
world.
he's prettier than his grandpa. He gonna be big."
Yeah, so that's amazing. But I hate that I missed you now that I went home early.
Oh, you
from
missed
the
that
show.
part?
Yeah, I only did the first show.
Oh, you did the first, so you didn't see you didn't get to know all that stuff. That's all right.
No, I missed all that.
Well, we had Linda. You stayed for the whole show, right?
Yes.
We talking to the studio audience, by the way. We got
That's
studio
right.
audience. We big. We got studio audience in now. It's people it's people that can't get in here. They at the door right now.
That's
They're
right.
They're late. They can't get in. So
They're like,
we got to keep this show going because it's popular. It's gonna be like Johnny Carson. Yeah.
That's it.
But some people stayed for the whole show and everything. People, they saw enough, I think, to know what we're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah. So I haven't had a chance to really talk about.
Aren't you going to be at the world stage?
We were already there at the
Oh,
world
I missed
stage.
that show.
Yeah, that was the vocal group, Street Corner Renaissance. And my next performance with my band is going to be 2 things in August. One with the cities. They do a national night out thing.
What city?
The city of LA.
Oh.
They called it National Night Out, and this, the LAPD is involved. It's trying to create dialogue between the communities and the LAPD, and trying to keep peace in the streets and all that. And so I did a show for them last year, and they fell in love with my band and asked me to come out this year. Last year I volunteered, but I told them they have to pay me this year.
Where?
Right here on, where the Albertsons Market, where we're at, down here, in the street, not Crenshaw, but the next street, Marlton, I think it is. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a street festival.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be out
I need
there.
to make sure that we have that all on the pages on Facebook and everything.
We're headlining, so we're going to be the big act that day.
That's awesome.
Right. And then I'll be in Studio City with Mr. Vernon Hicks on August the 24th. Howard Hewitt, I think, is supposed to make an appearance, and some other people. And I'll be co-hosting and singing some songs. So that should be nice.
That's a yarn. I'm trying not to get this yarn on because, sister girl needs some rest. But yes, this is June.
Yeah, because usually you be jumping through the roof.
I know it.
Doing that
June.
thing.
I know what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
June the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
June is African American Music Appreciation Month.
Okay.
It was declared Black Music Month in 1979 by President Carter.
79. Boy, 70s was good. That's when we got Black History
Yes.
Month, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
President Carter declared it, and every year since the president has declared it,
Mm-hmm.
It's a proclamation that they give. I don't know, LaRon, if you could pull up that post I did on my Facebook page, but so 2014, as I've been doing this work of honoring jazz and blues legends,
Mm-hmm.
I made an appointment with Herb Wesson to be to have our legends come down to City Council and be awarded their accommodations and awarded at City Council. So this will be our 7th year, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 6th year of going to City Council. So 10 a.m. on June the 14th, it's a Friday. We are scheduled to go to Council and get our proclamation. And the reason I'm saying that is because when President took over from our beloved forever President Barack Obama, we didn't know whether or not he would continue the legacy of doing this proclamation for the African American Music Appreciation Month. Well, he did. And so May the 31st, it came out again that he blessed us. He talked about Aretha Franklin in it this time because we lost her. And so we have been sanctioned. And so I had gotten in a conversation with a fellow politician about June also being Gay Pride Month. Mm-hmm. And I had to express to him that no Republican president has ever signed the proclamation. Only the Democratic presidents signed that proclamation. So in the years when there's a Republican president, it is not necessarily considered their month because that proclamation comes from the White House. Mm-hmm. And so we got into that little conversation, and I was like, this is just, the history of it. And we don't know why one has done it and one is not, but it has something to do with whatever. But I'm just happy to say that he did sign the African American Music Appreciation Month again for us. And so that sends a signal out to the world to celebrate with funds. Money is allocated and all of that.
Oh, good. And this is June the 14th?
June. No, the month of June.
The whole month of June.
Is African American Music Appreciation Month.
It's kind of late to get some of that money, though. This is already June.
No, because city councils and municipalities, they have this money allocated, and you have to put forth a program in order to get it, but it's there. So I'm asking Herb Weston on air to make our day a big one. Roll out the red carpet for us, give us some food, give us a little reception
Food.
for that day. So it says at the bottom of it, it says, therefore I, DJT, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim June 2019 as African American Music Appreciation Month. I call upon public officials, educators, and all the people of the United States to observe this month with appropriate activities and programs that raise awareness and appreciation of African American music.
Well, that's good, but I know he didn't write that. Sounds real nice.
Well,
Stop the cameras. No.
I know, somebody wrote it, but
he
Somebody
didn't write
wrote it.
that.
As long as we get it done, it's
Because
fine.
he doesn't-
He didn't write that.
Nope.
No. Now, if The Rock was in there, I'd say,
Definitely
okay.
didn't write
got
that.
our audience all of it all wrong with that one. But
That's
just wanted to make it known that yes, we got our day. I'm sorry that he's not willing to appreciate our LGBTQ community as a part of this society as well. And somebody needs to do something about that next year. That's all.
It's going to be a whole lot of somebody's, Everybody needs their freedom. Everybody.
Yes.
It's
just too much. Too much is going on.
Well, I mean, when you live under a constitution that said all men are created equal, I suspect they meant women too. But they're attacking women right now and telling women what they should do with their bodies.
Oh,
And I don't think
Lord.
that's any place for
No.
a man to proceed or to have anything to say about that. I don't think that's
No.
appropriate.
I have to scratch my head sometimes.
Feel me?
Like, how do we get to these places? In spaces where men are now, by law, can tell us what to do with our bodies. We had you.
I think it wasn't.
Agenda. What is being said. Okay, it's a bigger agenda.
So our audience is saying it's a bigger agenda than just that. So it's not just women's rights. It's something even bigger than that. Maybe it speaks to the rights of all people.
Oh, you know what?
Right?
They want to slow down the birth rates, because they're going to be a minority.
Already happened.
Yes.
We are in trouble.
We need to bring our audience members up here on the dais.
Yes, you guys. That is
Because they got a lot
something-
of good stuff to say.
I know it, and this is a conversation that we need to really think about.
But let's
and
repeat
bring
what she
forth.
just said. She said, our audience member just said that this is bigger than just abortion. And then we all know that by the year
35.
2035, America will be majority colored people.
Yeah.
People of color.
Extinct is what they call it.
So if you're disappearing,
You cannot, no.
and if you're one of those people who are afraid of colorism, because not all white people are. There are some who are very cool, understanding, loving, all of that. But then there are others who are in power who are like intimidated.
better do something.
Well, we making babies.
Not at the rate we should be, evidently.
Well, we're doing pretty good at making babies.
Okay, y'all get to get out there and get to making some more babies. 'Cause a few of us is done.
Healthy babies.
Yes.
Like him.
Progressing.
I know, but we didn't digress on a whole nother subject, but that's June is music month.
We don't want all the babies dying and getting sick.
Make some babies. Put on some dramatics and some temptations.
Hello, my grandson just said, what you said about the babies?
We don't want all the babies getting sick and dying.
No, we don't want them. We want them healthy, right?
Mm.
Yeah, we don't want them getting sick and dying and stuff like that.
No, we don't, but we got to overpopulate. And if there's anybody out there that wanted to just call in and say something to us, the number as always is 323-293-3375.
They know it.
323-293-3375.
They know it. So.
And so
Some people are afraid to talk about certain things, though.
I know.
You know,
It's,
and
some conversations are really tough.
they're tough, but I feel like this. If you're not willing to have the tough conversations, then what are you doing with your life? Like if you walk through life and you never made anybody mad, or you never, caused some, dissension,
Some ruckus.
ruckus. Like if you've never caused people to become emotional about something, like what are you doing? It's not about just getting along with everybody.
Right.
I get along with most people, but there are 2 or 3 that we just not gonna get along. And if we can't get along, then we got to get it on, like Ali said.
Well, you know what? That is so true. And you have to take a stand, or a stand will be taken for you, as they always say. But I just thought about something. We will be embarking on our 2-year anniversary in 2 months. August.
The TV show?
Yes.
The radio show. Oh, okay.
2 months, LaRon. We will be 2 years old.
All right, let's on that day we're gonna bring ourselves a birthday, not a birthday cake. Yeah, birthday cake.
We're gonna bring a birthday cake.
Yeah,
We're gonna bring back everybody that's been on the show. We welcome you back in August.
Oh,
Our first show
not
in
at one
August.
time though.
Yeah, no, all of them come
through
back.
months.
June, July, August.
That'll work.
We just have a great big reunion from everybody who's been on our show in these 2 years to come back and
I'll
just
sing
say,
Sam
hey.
Cooke's Having a Party.
Yes, that's what we'll do. 2-year anniversary, we'll plan something just so that put that out there in the universe to everybody who's watching. I'm acting like an old grandmama right now.
That'll work. See how she changed the subject? She's slick. That's
We'll
all
be
right.
right back, y'all. Grandmama gonna come right back. We'll be right back with a commercial break.
See ya.
You know,
in just a minute.
Jazzabrations and Beyond.
I want you to be inspired so that we can live happily. In a great big old crooked house, I know things are fun. Oh, so good. Make me feel good inside. Come on, groove it. I need you.
So can I talk about that?
Yes.
All right. That song was done by a dude named King Floyd. Rest in peace. And he used to be in my house. He used to be hanging around my stepfather, who was a great singer. I talked about him. His name was Jackie Pettitz. And I didn't know who King Floyd was, back then. And then I found out that song sold 1 million copies in 1968. So when I do my New Orleans show, I always do that song because it reminds me of King Floyd being in the house and, those times and everything like that. So, plus I think it's a great song.
It is.
Because who doesn't want somebody to groove them? Groove me, baby.
Make me feel good.
Make me feel good inside. Come on and groove me.
I told Tori, I said, I'm not singing. Everybody say I can sing. I will sing on my wedding day only.
Okay. That'll work.
Think about that, y'all.
You gonna practice?
That's probably why that brother not here today. You put pressure on him last time. She said, I'm getting married on such and such a day. I don't know to who, but... And I'm like, isn't he with you? He looked and he was like, oh, we are getting married. Now, why are you going to force the brother to get married like that?
That's a whole nother conversation for another time.
We're going to have to do a show about that.
Yeah, we live.
Yeah, we're talking live.
We're talking about it. Yeah, we live.
It was like one of those shotgun things. Like, I'm getting married.
October.
She got the date picked out and everything.
October the 19th is my last Jazz in the Sky at the City Club, and I have declared that my wedding day.
Was that the last time?
Well, we got a song for you.
Yes.
We got a song for you.
Okay.
Or two.
Yes, and so I'm going to have Street Corner Renaissance to be our entertainment for that day.
That's October the
19th. And we're going to have a good time.
I have to come back, don't I?
And I'll still be celebrating my birthday, so.
When's your birthday?
The 8th.
Of November?
October.
And his birthday is October the 14th. And I told him, as you age, you won't have to think about your birthday. Because it'll always be celebrated because it'll be our anniversary.
You got it all figured out, huh? You got it all figured. You done mapped it out.
Yeah. And this is all on live radio. So it's all documented. Everything she's saying is
yes! This is not a secret.
I guess I'll go home and send it.
Oops, we lost a little connection there really quickly, but it's back.
It's all good.
But anyway, y'all, this is, again, June, African American Music Appreciation Month. Go out somewhere and celebrate some music. Today, after this, we got the living room is popping. We got Lavender Blue is popping today.
Leimert Park today has the, I don't know if it's the special event that they do, but there's a lot of people in Leimert Park for some reason.
And they're doing I think they're doing a jump cycle.
Okay, they're doing a drum circle.
Because I heard jumps.
It's just a lot of people out there for some reason. I don't know if it's I know the art walk is supposed to be the last Sunday.
Right.
But it seems that maybe they pushed it to the first Sunday.
Right. So there's a lot going on to be able to go out and celebrate some music, some live music.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
and
sir.
for the audience and anybody looking in.
This.
Besides Harold and Bells and Post and Bean, I think it's called, can you name any other 4 or 5 star black-owned restaurants in Los Angeles? Okay, the engineer, Laron is talking.
Flip.
One?
Flip it.
That's not a 4-star restaurant.
Flip it.
Well,
Does everybody know what a 4-star restaurant is?
let me just tell you about them.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love Roscoe's, but that's not a 4-star restaurant. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Post and Bean is 4-star.
Is that 4-star?
You can say it, Liz?
Is it? It
No.
don't feel like it.
No, I've been there several times, and no.
It's not a 4-star
The
restaurant.
I
Brownstone
was gonna say the Brownstone Bistro. The food is good. Okay.
Where's the Brownstone?
on Pico.
But you don't. They
That's a
just,
4-star restaurant?
Yes.
yeah. Well, wait a minute.
He was on the Top Chef. The Top Chef organization came in,
Well, what do you mean by 4-star? That's another.
redid his whole
I mean, where there's
The excellence,
table and the
everything,
service
service
is
and everything.
par excellence.
Right. Well,
I don't
Yeah.
know about the brownstone. That's about you talking about the food.
They don't serve fried chicken. They could,
But the brownstone,
but that's not. You know what I mean?
they closed up. They just reopened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Manzella, did you get the invitation? She had a birthday.
So it's called the Brownstone
Yes.
Brownstone Bistro.
Bistro, and
And
that's
on
the fourth
Friday
star.
nights, they have live music. Lamar Lubin is there on Fridays.
So they just opened up again.
They just reopened. And,
Okay, so that's one.
and
But you're saying
Sunday.
5-star. I wouldn't say it was 5-star.
hmm
No.
So the Brownstone is
4-star?
not really 5-star.
You know, you're talking about service and everything. The whole
Right.
atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know of
Okay,
any.
well, my point is that in LA that there's no such thing as a
Well, that's what he was
five-star
saying.
restaurant. Okay.
So there's no
Not
such
by
thing.
those standards.
It has to do
Okay.
with class. And
Right.
Okay,
food
that
service,
makes
it
me
has to do with
sad,
everything.
y'all. Don't say that.
And then the
It makes me
food too.
sad.
You know.
Well, the food, the level of service, etc. You know, I worked at a couple of those type of restaurants in New Orleans, and I don't see that
Talking about the white napkin.
out here. Right.
So that's no.
Let's also recognize Miss Leah Chase, who just passed away.
Where's that?
Dookie Chase Restaurant
Chase.
in New Orleans.
Oh, in New Orleans.
Yeah, which is
Which is different.
a restaurant that's been around for over 60 years.
Right.
Miss Chase was 90-something years old.
96.
Was she 96?
Yeah.
She was 96 years old, and I was hoping to meet her.
Absolutely.
In August.
I saw it on Facebook this morning.
Right. Miss Leah Chase. So let's also bless her soul, right?
Are you still on? You're not on.
Yes, we are.
Online.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know any of.
That's an interesting question that you brought up, sir. Why?
I brought the question up because when we take the boys out, we take them to a 5-star or 4-star
Right.
restaurant. And I, after 5 years, wanted to bring them to a black-owned establishment. And the name Harold and Bell's came up. And I've been to Harold and Bell's, and I kind of like it, but it's not up to par.
No.
I was at Harold and Bell's. Let me not go into that. Let me just shut up and just say that I couldn't bring them to get the experience that we wanted them to have.
Right, so
But I want to spend my money at a black-owned establishment. We spent almost $5,000, and I would love to have given that money to a black-owned establishment.
Yeah, I don't know that.
And so I'm asking now, and I'm going to put it on Facebook and ask and see if anybody knows of. Because I remember Denzel Washington at one time owning a restaurant.
Right over on Robertson.
Robertson down up in him and Norm Nixon and all of them had one.
In every other big city you go to, and not even just big cities, but New Orleans, and no, that's a big city, but it's a well-known city. Atlanta, New York, all these places have, a 4-star black-owned restaurant.
But some of those, because we don't have that same kind of area, like some of those cities that you're talking about, we don't have them. You see?
Well-
If you go, like if you go,
We're talking to our audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are, because this is a very interesting point, and it brings up a subject around black excellence.
Sorry about that, but everybody's familiar with cell phones.
So they're now mad at him because they're calling in on his phone and talking about what you talking about. I know.
Grandpa,
That might have been Harold Bell's.
I know.
Grandpa told
But
Mommy
it's an
down on
interesting
YouTube.
point that he does bring up.
Well,
it's
we're going to see you, man.
talking about food, and you're talking about the service.
Well, black excellence in all its.
Well, I think what Tori is
Is it
saying
different?
is a certain level, no matter what the food or the service is.
Right.
Well, we got the people that talk
Right.
about City Club. That,
Well,
That's not a black establishment. We're talking about an African American owned
right.
and ran establishment that has 5-star par excellence.
From the
Flip it.
parking of your car.
Back in the day, I
to-
could say that Sir Graham's was that restaurant for us.
Sir Graham's. Well,
They're
we don't know why they went out
here.
of business. The point is that this is 2019, and we have a lot of African Americans or black people with degrees and money and fame, and if you can't point to one in the city of Los Angeles, which is Hollywood, something's wrong. We can't point to one. I mean, maybe there's one. Come on.
Well, I think the point is that what you're really showcasing is the fact that when people we have money, we go to a white neighborhood and spend it. Okay, that's it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and I vowed that I don't want to do that next year. I've done that for 5 years, and for all those 5 years, and the reason I feel so passionate about it is because I raised that money. I bust my butt to raise that money to treat these boys to a high-class experience, and I would like them to have that among their own kind at least once. It's like, because
Tori,
we're
this
reinforcing
sounds
in their
like a
mind.
mission that we need to take on, and from this year to next year, to ensure that we have at least one African American establishment that you could spend your money. Okay, I'm gonna take that on as a personal mission.
And I want him, when he grows up, to be able to say, I went to a nice restaurant.
Maybe.
If there's no restaurant, maybe we can create the experience of a 5-star environment. Maybe we can rent out a place and bring the waiters and the,
Well, you could do
ambiance.
that.
And hire a celebrity chef, like
A black celebrity chef.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could do that. We could do that.
Can we do that?
We
Can
could do
plan
that.
for next
That's
year?
easy. And have them to have the absolute excellent experience that you want them to have. We could take our fellowship hall and turn it into Restaurant New Orleans.
That sounds good.
And we hire the catering companies with the waiters, and they come in and they provide that. I get you, because I will be in on that and helping with that experience.
And we'll have the girls next year, too.
Right. Because I feel passionate.
And that could become a tradition.
Exactly.
That is a trade that
And we get people who bring in and donate their time and services to make this that experience, so that, all that money don't have to come out of your pocket, but the people who do these services will be jumping over. I know I got a lot of friends out there who got money that they just need to throw away somewhere because they can't do nothing else with it because they so rich that they got to give it away. So
what I'm doing
Mr.
here...
and Mrs. Butts, I'm putting y'all on blast.
So what I'm doing here is I'm going to ask the question on Facebook. Can anyone name a 5-star
So while Tori is doing that, we are
Black
thankful and grateful
owned
that we are bringing up this issue,
restaurant?
because we're going to solve this one for him. And that's how things come about. You talk about them, you put it in the universe, and then you make it
I
happen.
think this is great because you know what? He's now starting a tradition.
Yes.
Okay,
And he's
roll
starting a
on.
tradition to be able to spearhead this idea around black excellence.
Yeah.
Pardon, black excellence. Black excellence. Can we bring that to Los Angeles? And we're going to do this for these young men and young women who go through this program. And this could be something that Social Justice Learning Institute can partner with you on, because we're going to the Sheraton next Saturday for their culmination services. So I will talk to them about that, and let's do this. We will partner
I'll post it.
next year, and we will see. We thank you guys for being with us here today on Jazzabrations and Beyond. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and until the 4th Sunday of this month, because the 3rd Sunday is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day out there in advance to all the fathers.
Happy Father's Day to the real fathers.
To the real, okay.
So you can't just have
Emphasis,
a father
real
title.
fathers.
You got to be a real father.
You have to be a real father.
Yeah.
It takes more than just birthing them.
Well, let us thank our illustrious guest here, Mr. Bresden Torrance.
Thank you, Mr. Bresden
Thank you for
Torrance,
taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and hang
to
with
be
us.
with us today.
We know you had a lot of stuff to do. Is there anything you want to say to your mom or anybody? Sisters, and tell them how you feel. I want them to look at you. How you feel?
It's just good being here.
All right.
With that, Brandon taking us right on out, and we'll see you
Thank you, LaRon.
in 3 weeks.
Thank you, studio audience.
Yes.
In a sentimental
can see the stars come through my room, while your loving attitude lights up a flame that lights the gloom on the wings of every kiss. Drifts a melody so soft and sweet in this sentimental bliss. You make my paradise so complete. Rose petals seem to fall, it's all